Thank you so much. Yeah, I am not in the surveying world, I'm in the nonprofit world. And first of all, I just wanted to thank INTERGEO and the survey school for bringing me out here to share all the data that we've collected from our first beginning part of our research. I want to thank Adobe and Autodesk, along with Green Cal Construction for making it possible for us to do what we do. I got to thank my wife because she has put up with 2 months of, are you listening to me? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not. Can you say that again, please? To get this research done. And all the volunteers that helped pull this off. So what to expect from this? We're going to go over why this is worth your time, how we did it, what we did, and so our findings, and then the next steps. So just a little bit about me. I was born into an abusive home. I tried to kill myself a number of times. My mom tried to kill me a number of times. I was homeless as a teenager. I lived in a tree for a couple of years. And then I met a girl. And everything good in my life happened from that point on. Started our creative agency where we started doing work for some of the funnest companies in the world. And then started working for the DoD and the Department of the Army. And that's when I met a general who was telling me about what military widows were going through. And that was the inspiration for our first foundation. So we started our foundation and we started Children of Fallen Heroes, and we serve all the kids who've lost a parent in the military and fallen first responders. And that was the start of us working with young people. A little hiccup is about 10 years ago when I died, and that's a whole nother story, but it really drew me into throwing my life into the nonprofit work. And during lockdown, we started the Missing Pixel Project, which is a technical art school for young adults that are coming out of homelessness and foster care and have lost a parent. My background, because it's in visual effects, I knew the entertainment side of the tech arts, but I needed to find somebody who could help train our students in the AEC side of the world. And that's when I found Rami and the survey school to be able to help bring those kids the level of detail and precision that is needed for surveying. So there are a lot of upcoming challenges within the survey community. The majority of them I am not at all qualified to deal with, but I am qualified to help try and fill the educational pipeline. So that's what our research project is all about. The first stage of it is understanding how Gen Z and Gen Alpha, how they choose their careers, how they decide what they want to do and who they're influenced by. So because this first part of our study had to be in such a short period of time, we had to make some choices. And so what we did was we chose 16 to 20-year-olds because they're so much better at describing how they feel and how they made their decisions. And we needed to pick between 15 to 20 in order to get saturation of data. And we ended up gathering 30 because we used a lot of our volunteers with our nonprofit to do the interviewing. So we knew there might be some that we had to throw out because the questions weren't asked thoroughly. So this is some of the questions that were answered. We also have a whole list of all the questions that were answered. At the very end, you can there'll be a QR code where you can go and have access to all the slides and all the data. In order to collect this, basically, we built an automation to collect the data, the transcripts, sanitize it so that everybody was anonymous, and passed it through an infant notice processing node for gap analysis and highlighting patterns that would come up. And then we ran it through an algorithm to highlight key patterns that coincide with what we know about the industry and some of the challenges that you have. And then our findings. So there were 7 really interesting findings, but the top 3 I think are the most encouraging for the survey industry. One is that the awareness gap is nearly universal. Out of all 30 interviewees that we talked to, nobody knew truly what surveying was. They thought of it as more of construction industry, and they didn't have any interest in going into construction industry, so they never thought about it as a future. Second is the gap between the technology expectation that they have for their career and the perceived reality of what surveying and the geospatial world actually presents. And the third was the incredible opportunity between an alignment of the values that the geospatial world brings to them and what they have as a desire for their future. So the awareness gap, looking at this first one, most of the answers were similar to what Annie said here, where those guys with tripod things on the side of the road. But after we started talking to them about technology, we started talking to them about drones and scanners. They immediately perked up and wanted more information. And this is where that second finding is really important, because with Gen Z and with Generation Alpha, they have been born into this technology, and so they have an incredible expectation for the bleeding edge of technology being used in what they're pouring their life into. So as soon as we started talking about drones, 3D scanning, GPS technology, every single one of them wanted more information and asked a question similar to, why haven't I ever heard of this? And then value alignment. This is something that is one of the greatest opportunities that we have to bring to these students as they're coming through their educational system to match up with surveying and with geospatial, is matching up with some of the desires they have for their values and how they want to choose what they're pouring their life into. So they have environmental concerns, they have precision and systems thinking, and they are asking for practical pathways. And these are all things that can be offered with surveying. So what's next for us? We have 3 to 5 additional research projects that we need to accomplish so that we better understand how they're doing at different ages. We need to better understand the major inflection points and really pull out the influential figures in their lives. And then what we'll do is we're going to be defining metrics so that all of our actions are data-driven. And then we'll be going into schools, we'll be scanning buildings, we'll be storytelling, because we're also showing off the entertainment side. We'll be doing virtual production and tying that into digital twins. And then we'll also be building influencing campaigns through podcasts, through creating influencers out in the community, and building influencer partnerships for those that already exist. Although we're going to be working on learning pathway development, so we can help build and bring influence to non-traditional pathways. We can build augmentation into existing pathways, and we can build scholarships and financial support. So, but we need the whole community's support. So if you have any interest, we need help with our research, we need equipment support, and volunteers and mentors. If you scan that, you'll have access to all the slides, all the data that we capture, everything that we do. It's open source. It's here for us as a community to grow and to get this in front of more people. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all, and thanks for listening.